In five, four, three, two, one. Welcome. My name is Kenneth, also known as Funky, and I am leading the Terrible Developers podcast today, and I'm solo casting. This will be our first ever podcast, and of course, that name is going to change every time until I feel like I find a perfect name for this hilarious journey that I am taking. Anyway, I wanted to welcome you guys. And we're gonna be talking about a couple of our goals. We reached 2021, and we have a lot of goals for this year. Particularly me, in attaining some amazing kind of milestones in my life. Particularly going into game design for the first time, really giving it its fair, effort as opposed to the small little bits that I've done throughout my life, and we're finally here. So let's tell you how I got here, tell you about the journey forward and what we're going to do. So if you guys don't know, I recently moved out of my hometown to live with my girlfriend, and she's given me the opportunity of a lifetime to pursue my passion without any bars holding me down. No longer do I have to worry about working a job that to pay the bills. She's given me a full year to pursue my dreams, and I really appreciate that. And not a lot of people get that opportunity, and I'm gonna take this opportunity and try to roll with it as hard as I can. Of course, this year comes with a couple conditions that, even though I'm not working, I still have some savings that I will be burning through slowly but surely, and I'll empty out to zero hopefully by the end of the year. But hopefully that sacrifice will prove to be fruitful by, the end of the year, showing with all that money being gone, be replaced with, the projects and the dreams that I'm building the foundation of Bunny Buckets. All of this will kind of be worth it. But yeah, so going on, moved over to Santa Cruz, and I'm starting game development. Now, my approach to game development has always been very grassroots, starting from the beginning, and I mean the very beginning. When I said I want to be a game developer, I said I'm not going to start with video games. I'm going to start with board games, the original game. So now here I am, making 4 different, amazing, unique board games that I'm falling in love with every day. And I'm excited about it. We have 4 amazing projects that I'm working on, of course. Let's talk about the first one, which was the original Iron City. It's called Escape Iron City. It's a kind of like a prisoner breakout game, party game. Quick fun, not really super quick, but you're looking at a nice game between 30 minutes per game. Very easy to jump in, manipulate, play around, have a good time with your friends, and enjoy yourself in this really kind of fun theme with kind of quirky antics with the guard dogs being, the guards of the prison. You get cute little corgis and extreme wardens and crazy dogs and mech suits and crafty prisoners that just want to break free of this prison. And I think it'll be a really fun concept. And how I execute on that will be, just a journey to see, because we've been working on that game for 4 years. Yeah. Okay, maybe not that long. Let's go with 3. Okay, 2. But we've definitely seen so many iterations of it from my original, idea of what the game should be. It's kind of funny how I develop games. I latch on to a feeling that I want to recreate inside a game. I want everybody who plays this game to experience this certain feeling that I really want to recreate. And it's a really strong emotion that you feel. And so for specifically Iron City, I wanted you to feel like a crafty prisoner. I wanted you to feel like a prisoner that took advantage of not only the information that he's gathered about the prison itself, but your fellow prisoners as well. And I wanted you to feel really smart and advantageous when you do finally escape, the ultimate goal of the game. So, looking forward to executing those feelings for people and letting people play the game and enjoying it. We'll get back to Santa Cruz in a bit. I just wanted to give a quick rundown of the games actually. So after Iron City, we got this game called Call of the Labyrinth, kind of a play on this Yu-Gi-Oh card called Call of the Haunted. Really amazing card back in the day. Now it's garbage. I mean, almost all old cards, if it doesn't destroy the whole field, is kind of garbage. But yeah. So we got this amazing game called Call of the Haunted. Oh wait, no. See, now I'm fucking up. Oh, my bad. Shh. I'll bleep that out. We got this game called Call of the Labyrinth, and it's this really fun game about dungeon diving, and you kind of dive into different set pieces. You get like haunted mansions, goblin holes, get like cool forts, and in the end, your goal is to tackle the labyrinth, which is full of amazing monsters. And you just want to prep yourself up and get yourself really ready for this awesome, attack-based combat kind of game style. And it's a really big difference from my original game, Iron City. So trying to stretch my wings, taste different development cycles, taste like different genres within the board games. After Call of the Labyrinth, of course, I want to go into a super party game. Got Hot Pot Hustle. That one's this really cool idea where you focus on the feeling of protecting your own food in a hot pot while simultaneously trying to steal the best food in a hot pot. I'm sure people who have ever had hot pot before know that feeling when you're sitting in the corner and you're cooking your own little section of the hot pot, and it just goes under that water and you can't see it anymore. And, there's a chance that you lost that piece forever, that amazing piece of steak that you're cooking, that nice vegetable, that piece of tofu, and it's swimming in there and you're hoping that it stands still. But hey, that hot pot, it's just unpredictable. And that's what I'm really trying to make with that game. Like I say, I make games out of feelings and I try to recreate those. And then lastly, the last game, it is Profiled. It's actually one of my most well-received games, and it's a quick, I wouldn't say party game, but it's this really nice deductive game, kind of like a fun, bluffy game, where you have two sides, hidden roll, really intricate in terms of like the bluffing mechanics and stuff like that. Into the psychology of the game, but the game itself is so simple and people have received it really well, and we've tested it multiple times, just like Iron City. Iron City has had so much iterations, whereas Profiled has so little iterations, so the core mechanic of the game has been tested and it's tried and true, whereas Iron City's core mechanics have kind of gone all over the place. And so we always have to test all the new mechanics. But yeah, Profiled has been received pretty well. And it's about like being a detective versus a bunch of robbers. You got to catch the robbers. They have like little tells on what they're stealing. And it's a fun game. So anyway. So I moved to Santa Cruz. And there's some things that I lose when I leave San Diego, of course. Like the community there for growing board games and growing anything in a bigger city is always better. But I'm going to take this opportunity with stride. Santa Cruz is small, and as far as I can tell, after Corona is going to kind of die down, the communities for these board games are going to go into like a recovery state. And I really want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that growth. I plan to host events. Not necessarily in my house, just because it's very small. But, we got board game cafes here. I plan to promote. I plan to try to, get in touch with the community, talk about development and promote my ideas, promote other people's ideas. I want to collaborate. That's also awesome. You know what I mean? My personal project or projections is that I want to produce 4 games of my own accord, but I'm very happy to, spend a couple of months helping someone else out, being a part of that project, and hopefully lending, my, although very low expertise, but expertise nonetheless, to these projects of, budding game developers. Because, you could say I've made a lot of mistakes on this journey, making businesses, running around, going through development cycles, learning how to make a game, and some of these hurdles can be easily overcome just by having a mentor or just someone there to just talk to. And I want to be like that. I've always wanted to do that in my future with the business that I create, or et cetera, et cetera. It's just always been there. But I really do plan to, while in Santa Cruz, to push that idea and kind of like see to it that that's actually what I want. So yeah, Santa Cruz, it's got UC Santa Cruz up here. So you got a couple of like college students that are, programming games. There's actually a couple of amazing like studios here that created some amazing games. Like I talked to, I went over to a gaming store and I asked them if they had any like local games, and they said Cyberpunk 2077 was like the original concept came from Santa Cruz. Amazing. And we're right next to San Jose, a huge, tech place, and you're definitely going to find some amazing people there, and it's only a drive away. So definitely not the worst situation I could be in, and I'm really grateful. All right. So we talked about the games, talked about what I want to do in Santa Cruz. Let's talk about the goals. So running into, I have a year to produce some amazing things. But what are those amazing things? And it's tough to be clear because things can change. But if you have yourself a general outline, I think you'll be fine. So we're trying this experiment, this whole podcast is an experiment. So, first 4 months, 4 games. Kind of crazy, right? Very intense. It's almost like a game jam. But I think I've been teetering with Iron City for so long that I need to teach myself to finish this game. I need to teach myself to finish a game. So, Iron City, it's got to be done. I got to finish these 4 board games in 4 months. And what does that mean to finish it? I'm not necessarily saying it has to be released, it has to be print ready. No. I want it to be the state that I want is a mass testing ready game where I am 100% proud of the product that I've created. I have no doubts or questions left to be answered about the game. And I've explored all the avenues of the game that I can ever think of. And that's a lot of work because you change one thing about the game and 10 more questions pop up. And that's what I'm tackling every day when I wake up and I have to go to work like Jennifer does. So... and I have to approach it for 4 games. Iron City, it may have been in development for like 2 to 3 years, but there are 7 iterations of that game because of how much development it had to go through. And am I happy with it right now? And will I be happy in the future? That's something that needs to be answered in those 4 months, is that I need to see it through. And I need to push myself to see it through because back in the day, those 3 years, it was light development. You work on it a day, a week, and then bam, relax, play some games. No, I can't do that anymore. It's look at it, test it, questions, answers, next version, done then that day. 2 versions can pop out in a day, you know, running the simulations. And I know maybe this is how I have to approach this game design for the situation that I'm in. And it might not be the right way, but it's something that I'm trying. So good luck to me. 4 months, 4 games. Bam. Another goal. I wanted to make an online presence. That's what this podcast is. It's actually for me, to be honest. I'm trying to push myself to make more videos, make content, and this is an example of that. Make a podcast, make some video essays on games, and really get into the spirit of the gaming community. You know, I don't really know where my place is. I know I've always wanted to be a game developer, but I read this amazing article, and it said people our age don't just do one job anymore. That was back then. That was okay, but today we wear 220 hats, you know what I mean? And so being a game developer, that just can't be it, you know? I know I'm not going to be happy just being a game developer too. So I got to work on that. And I'm testing out different fields. Do I want to be a game reviewer, you know? Am I more on the business side, the hidden side, you know? Like, this is the time to kind of answer what the additional path is along with the game developer side. And although I am taking game development at slowest pace by starting with board games, I do intend to make video games too. And that's what the other, for 8 months or for, you know what I mean? Those 8 months, I'm going to be, after the board games, I get to pursue a video game and use all the lessons that I've learned while making these board games, which I plan on doing an amazing job. I love board games. I have a huge collection, but just as big as my board game collection is my video game collection. And I swear to God, they're pretty big. Huge. You know? We had to buy a whole bookshelf. You know you're a board game collector when you had to buy a bookshelf specifically for board games. I mean, it gets ridiculous. And, you know, my Steam library is huge. I'm gonna admit that I'm a Nintendo fanboy. No matter what they do to the community, I always have to. They shot my heart when I was a kid, and it's kind of over for me. Just, you know, no changing that. Once you hold the GameCube controller in your hands, you just never let go. You know what I mean? But yeah, so you know, after the board game development, going into the video game development and creating an amazing demo in 8 months. And, you know, I've always questioned, do I need 8 months? And I'm going to give myself a lot of time. 8 months to make a demo, to get my idea across. It doesn't have to be super polished. It doesn't have to have super amazing art assets. But I have to make the game mechanic, why you're playing the game, and kind of like the skeleton, and build off of that. And yeah, that's the whole goal for those 8 months. But we're not done with goals yet. We got like maybe 5 more things I gotta do, because I'm actually considering like my free time too. You know, up here in Santa Cruz, I'm looking, of course, to be healthy, but I mean that's just a life thing. But I also want to use my free game time to do some meaningful projects to me. You know, I recently dug through my computer files and I found some old Minecraft game files. And yeah, we're going to talk about Minecraft for a second. But I found this old map that I was building, and I always wondered why I never finished it, or what happened to my drive to finish it. And it disappeared, you know, throughout the years. And I dug it back up, and I look at it and I go like, wow, this is still an amazing map. Why didn't I finish it? So digging up projects like that and finishing it during my free time, you know, because like when I say work, I'm going to be working like a regular, you know, 8-hour day, Monday through Friday, half days on Fridays. But like during my free times, I'm playing games at night. I want to play good games. I'm tired of playing League every night. You know what I mean? Sure, I'll keep playing League, but I'm not going to play it every day. Play Clash, make it my default. I want to play Stardew Valley, finish it. I want to play a bunch of other indie games that I never really kind of got into. You know what I mean? But it's just stuff on my list that I need to go through. I still got to finish man, what's that game called? Ooh, it's on the tip of my nose. It's somewhere. Ooh. Oh well. I want to finish games like What the Golf. I want to finish the good games, and stop buying into my dronism where I'm kind of like playing a game to play a game, whereas I want to play a game to be productive. So I'm always trying to push this productivity in my life now. And so playing the right games, using it to expand my view on games, open my horizons, like I'm really all about that this year, and that's what I'm trying to do, trying to make the best of this opportunity. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna jump on this Minecraft map during my free time, and I'm gonna finish this PvP map. And yeah, back in the day, back when Minecraft was still in beta, we were building PvP maps. That's how old this map is. It's when we were playing maps like we were playing maps like Nail and Hoodoo, Platform Power, Cluster Chunk, a game that recently Lewis and Simon jumped on again. Yogscast. I'm not too sure if it's Lewis and Simon, but yeah, just back in the good old PvP Minecraft days when it was still young, before Hunger Games, these maps were king. A lot of YouTubers jumped on. A lot of people were having a good time playing these really intricate PvP games. Whereas today, we see this resurgence in 2020, where there's like this cute little PvP scene with speedrunning and et cetera, et cetera. And I think there's a chance that maybe I can hit the nail at the right time again and really get the map out at the right time. There's rumors that there's this combat update on Minecraft. I don't know if you look up combat update on Minecraft, like you'll see these like unofficial patches. They don't come with the snapshots that they release on Minecraft, which is ridiculous. Because then, like, how are you gonna ever fucking know about it? My bad. Bleep that again. But how are you ever gonna know about these patches? But these combat updates are like crazy rebalances to make combat in Minecraft more intuitive, more fair, more balanced. And a balanced PvP will like bring about the PvP scene back into Minecraft. And with games like Fortnite kind of slowly fading out and losing their hype because they were so young when they came out and everybody was excited, and the good games kind of resurging, like I really want to like hit that nail in the coffin for sure, and finish what I started and contribute to a community that got me into gaming in the first place. Minecraft, not the first PC game I ever played, but the first game I ever fell in love with. And like I was not a gamer. I wouldn't call myself a gamer back in middle school. I played games. I had a Wii, I had a GameCube, I played Smash, I played Melee, I played Mario games, Sunshine. I played small things on the PC like Age of Empires, but I wouldn't call myself a gamer. It wasn't until I played Minecraft, and I met all these amazing people that are a part of my life now, to play Minecraft with, in these amazing PvP games, these survival games, these amazing mods, did I actually have to brand myself as a gamer and admit to myself, like, this is the medium this is who I am. I'm a gamer now because of Minecraft. And I'm really thankful for that. Anyway, we talked about goals. We talked about Santa Cruz. what I want to do with Santa Cruz. I wish, you know, I wish future Kenneth is going to listen to this podcast a bunch of times. Good luck. This is the first of many podcasts. And yeah, I'm giving weekly updates, podcasts every Friday to let you know how the development cycle is going. I'm going to tell you what I did that week. We're going to do a little section on that, tell you current news, on where I am, where my headspace is at, and how this kind of like a project is going. I want to thank you for listening to the Terrible Developer podcast. Thanks for joining me. This will be a fun adventure. And for those who are here at the beginning, I thank you. All right. Thanks for joining. Bye.